Okay. I believe we're live, John. I need to double check on the YouTubes because I'm getting mixed signals from the OBS. But yeah, we are live, sir. Welcome back.
Good evening.
My name's Dawson. This is...
Whip your deck out.
No, and who's that below me?
Oh, Galina. I can't see who's below you.
You're below me, brother. You.
John. Oh, John.
Yeah. We've made it to episode number 6. Who are we doing this week on episode number 6, John?
Empress Galina.
And what are we trying to do?
Make friends. Make friends.
I think we are trying to make the meanest $100 deck possible. That's my goal.
Yeah, it's mono blue and it's theft, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
And I think it's probably going to be loaded with counterspells.
Nice. I'm excited. If I'm going to run mono blue because I'm doing the 32 deck challenge, I'm definitely all about a deck like this where if I'm going to play mono blue, I'm playing mono blue. I'm taking your stuff, I'm shutting you down, I'm controlling, let's go for it.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I'm all about it. So Empress Galina, 3 and 2 blue, legend obviously. Her ability is 2 and tap, gain control of target legend or a legendary permanent. This effect does not end at the end of turn. We had 2 ideas of how to build this. One was all-out theft.
Yeah.
And the other was lock your stuff up and copy it.
Yeah. I mean, I've not really gone down either route because I've got a lot of the stuff that does all of it. You know, okay. I've got quite a lot of in my little card pool here.
Okay.
And it can do it all. I think it can do. It can lock it down. It can copy it. It can steal it. Yeah.
I'm all for it. So you're 3 under 3, sir.
Okay. Only because we were just talking about it. Jason Genius Mind Mage.
Okay. We pop that on there. Planeswalker.
Yeah. Do you want me to put it in?
Yeah.
Jace.
So for those who haven't seen this before, 3 under 3, both John and I are allowed to pick 3 cards for this deck. The other can't veto or remove, but each card has to be under $3 because obviously we're on a $100 budget. He has chosen Jason Genius Mind Mage for his first one.
High for a Planeswalker at 6 mana.
Okay.
But he does draw your cards. He does untap all creatures you control, which sort of blends in, works well with Empress Galina. And also for its ultimate, which I don't think it'll probably ever get that far because people are going to see it and then try and kill him, is gain control of up to 3 target creatures.
Yeah, but I think if you get in the right games, you will do it eventually.
Yeah.
You'll get that payoff one day. Next 2?
Next one is Leyline of Singularity.
Leyline of Singularity. I don't think I have this on my list. This sounds like an enchantment. Leylines are enchantments.
It is an enchantment, so it's... Sorry, just dropping shit on the floor.
You're all right.
It's 2 and 2 blue, and if it's in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it in the play, but all non-land permanents are legendary.
Oh, so that plays right off of Galina straight from the top.
Yeah. Okay. And the next one is, I like this one. It's Gilded Drake. Sorry, Volatile Storm Drake. It's exactly like Gilded Drake, but I think this is probably a little bit better.
I've got to reset
depending on what you want.
Optimize the printings for Mulacho.
See, Shauna's quite cheap for me, that.
It's showing it here at 338. But I won't snake you over 38 cents, brother.
No, see, on Moxfield it's showing a lot less. But it's 1 and a blue.
Okay.
It's flying and it's got hexproof from activated and triggered abilities. But essentially it's Gilded Drake, but like 300 per well.
Yeah, but this is from the new set. This card's actually, I think people need to grab a couple copies of this card because it's really,
this is
good.
A bit of a sleeper, I think.
Yeah.
When Volatile Storm Drake enters a battlefield, exchange control of Volatile Storm Drake and target creature and opponent controls. If you do, you gain 4 energy counters, then sacrifice that creature unless you pay an amount of energy equal to its mana value. So for me, it's you can steal something big. You could steal, I don't know, the first thing that comes to mind is Avacyn, the Angel of Hope. You're not going to have the 10 mana or whatever it is to pay for 8 mana. You just sacrifice it.
Yeah.
Or if there's a little enabler in play, somebody's got a 2/2 goblin for 1 mana that's going to make Krenkor storm off. You can cast this, steal the goblin.
Yeah.
But you can steal Krenkor, you can steal something else.
Yeah.
And you can keep it.
It's such a good. I mean, it's ridiculous that it's 2-drop.
Yeah, I mean,
the worst thing you're giving away if you do use it is you're giving away a 3/2 flyer, which hexproof is big, but
but only against abilities.
I'm not too scared of somebody having a 3/2 flyer.
Yeah, so it's only hexproof from activated and triggered abilities, so it stops you from stealing it back.
Okay.
And I think that's why they've done it, because Gilded Drake people, play set agreeing with Drakes in Modern or whatever in Vintage. They would cast another and steal the original back and so forth, or stuff like that. But you can still target it. You can still dice to removal. So
of course.
It's not hexproof, is it? It's just...
Or -1s.
Yeah.
So my 3 for 3, my first one, it's very, very simple, but it's going to help keep us on budget because some of these cards we've been throwing in here are big already. I like it because I love the art, and it's from my very first set all them years ago, Tempest. It's Legacy's Allure. I know you remember this art.
Yeah.
Legacy's Allure, 2 blue enchantments, so it's cheap to put out. During your upkeep, you may put a treasure counter on Legacy's Allure, sacrifice Legacy's Allure, permanently gain control of target creature with power no greater than a number of treasure counters on Legacy's Allure. So it's kind of like, you're building it and you're waiting with it, but it's something that somebody's got to deal with, and it's a sack action, so I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It'll keep people... I think it will effectively, at certain times, keep people from casting stuff just because it's on board.
Yeah.
Was that one? No, I don't want that one. That wasn't one of them. Where is it? There we go. Beguiler of Wills. Do you know this card? Is it on your list anywhere?
It might be... Is it... what's the mana cost?
Blue. It is a 5-drop. 5-drop human wizard, Beguiler of Wills. 3 and 2 blue, human wizard. Tap to gain control of target creature with power less or equal to the number of creatures you control.
Okay, so that ramps up.
Yeah, it's another one of those cards where you just have to deal with it. It's a bit high cost, but I assume you're going to have typically in the neighborhood of 4 creatures out, which that will grab you a lot of things at 3/4, and it's just a tap. There's no additional cost, so I don't think that's very bad.
No.
Where's the other one? Let's see. It was in my artifacts. There it is. I like this one because everybody nowadays is playing equipment. So this one's a little bit different. It's kind of niche, but it's Grip of Phyreses. Do you have this one?
No, but I have heard of it. I think we put it in the last one, didn't it? Is it Steel Equipment or something?
Steel Equipment, and create a creature and attach it to it. So it is, there it is. Instant Grip of Phyreses. Gain control of target, 2 and a blue. Instant, gain control of target equipment. Create a 0/0 black germ creature token and attach the equipment to it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, it's really good, you can, I think one of the biggest things is trying to get lightning greaves off of things. And this does that, especially if somebody else, I could take that out, but those damn lightning greaves are there,
Yeah.
I like that card. So that's our 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Do you think our rocks are right? Because we did preset our rocks before we started the stream.
Yeah. Let's have a look again. So,
Arcane Signet. Yep.
yeah.
2-drop. Decanter of Endless Water. We need to get hand size.
Yeah. Fort Vessel. I mean,
Felwar, Midnight Clock, Mind Stone. I can't tell you how many times I've used that for the card draw. Sapphire Medallion, No Brainer. Sky Diamond, Soul Ring, Thought Vessel.
yeah. And at the moment, we just got the. Although it is mono blue, so it will probably go down depending on the mana cost of everything. But 35 lands is a good place to start.
Okay.
So that's with the ramp, the lands, that's 49. It could probably be a little bit less. Personally, I probably wouldn't want to go below 33.
Okay.
Depending on where we are with all higher mana value stuff. But I would just start looking at card draw first.
Yeah, I think we should, just to make sure we can set our hand up. How many card draw do you think we should have?
Well, we've got kind of a couple already. So we've got Jace,
Right.
but that's quite high value card draw, isn't it? It's quite high mana. We've got Mind Stone. So we've got a couple there. But then we're probably going to be looking, because we are going to probably be swinging out, because we're going to be stealing people's stuff. So I'll probably put a couple more in. I'll probably put some of the usual ones in. So like a Ponder. It's cheap enough. I'll let you type it in.
Okay.
Just look at top 3 cards of your library and put them back in any order. You may shuffle, draw a card. It's 1 mana.
Ponder in. Yep.
Preordain, 1 mana. Scry 2, draw a card.
Preordain. Oh. Preordain. I was going to spell that wrong. Yep. Scry 2, draw a card, 1 mana.
Yeah, consider.
Consider.
Surveil, then draw a card. Surveil 1. Frantic Search, if you've not.
Oh, I love
I
that.
think that's
card.
good.
That
I think
comes in
Frantic
really
Search
handy.
is amazing.
And it's super cheap right now.
Yeah.
Frantic Search, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards and tap 3. Yeah, getting to kind of refill your hand for free, more or less.
Yeah, to go with, this is a bit higher mana value, but Mystic Confluence.
Okay.
So it's 3 and 2 blue, but you get to choose the same more than once. So you cast it, choose 3, you may choose the same more than once, so you can either counter target spell, unless its controller plays 3, return target creature to its owner's hand, or draw a card. So you could use all 3 for 5 mana. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And
isn't there a spree card that lets you draw a card nowadays?
yeah,
I
I'd
just
also
don't know which one that
considered
is
a
off
new
the top of my head.
Brain Surge. I'll type it in. It's from the new set, Brain Surge. So it's like Brainstorm, but you draw 4 cards and then put 2 back. So I think that's just a better Brainstorm. I don't really like Brainstorm.
Surge. Oh, you put it in. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. So we've got a few there and Reconnaissance Mission.
Okay. Is that instant or sorcery?
It is an enchantment.
Okay.
So it's whenever you deal a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. And it's a May effect. So I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does Midnight Clock allow you to draw? I suppose Midnight Clock, you shuffling your hand and you're drawing a new 7, aren't you? And the only probably other ones I would maybe look at would be like the Dig Through Times or the Treasure Cruises, which are higher value mana, but you have to delve.
Dig Through Time. Let's have a look at it. Delve. Each card you exile. That's not bad though.
No, and we're not really playing flashback, so
No.
I think it's probably Arcadia or something like that.
Yeah, it's cheap enough as well. Cost like money-wise.
Oh,
I think that definitely helps. How much? That's a ton. That's a ton of card draw right there.
Yeah, it gives us a little bit, doesn't it? So.
Okay. We also might come across more too, or we might be able to steal some. Who knows? So what did you have in the way of creatures? I had 20 creature cards picked out, but I don't know if all of them are necessary. Or did you want to start
I've not
somewhere
really
else?
gone. I mean, I've got a lot on my list, more than that. I mean, like I say, my list is probably a deck and a half, but depending on...
Well, I've got a ton of counterspells if we want to start there as well.
Yeah, maybe creatures. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, let's start in creatures.
First one I went with, which I think is really good, is Thieving Skydiver.
Thieving Skydiver.
I think it's from Zendikar originally.
Thieving Skydiver. 1 and 1 blue. Kicker. Kicker can't be 0. Kicker's got enters the battlefield if it was kicked. Gain control of target artifact with a mana value X or less. If the artifact is an equipment, attach it to Thieving Skydiver. Yeah, I like that, especially for 11 cents. And a 2-drop. Well, a 3-drop because X can't be 0.
Yeah. So you can steal a Sol Ring, Arcane Signet.
Yeah,
you can steal
straight away.
You don't have to steal equipment.
Let me see. I liked for synergy Eareth of the Healing House.
Which one?
I'll put it in Eareth of the Healing House. There you go. Should be in creatures now. Eareth of the Healing House.
Oh,
Tap
yeah.
her to untap another target permanent, so you're then resetting Galina or somebody else, and then tap to other target legendary creatures. Like if there's a couple you can't get to that you're worried about, kind of adds security for a turn.
And it's quite good as well on use it as a combat trick. Untap somebody at end of combat, gives you blockers, just nice stuff.
I do like that.
What's it called? What's Sakashima?
Oh, that's one. Mocking Doppelganger. Did you see that one?
I'm thinking of the ninjutsu guy.
Mocking Doppelganger. Here you go. Mocking Doppelganger, 3 and 1 blue. Creature Shapeshifter Flash. You may have Mocking Doppelganger enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature an opponent controls, except it has other creatures with the same name as this creature are goaded.
Oh, nice.
I think that's fun as fuck. Like, I get to use your guy, but you got to attack with your other guy.
Yeah. That's fun as well.
And this is one of those ones that I think would have run well with like Imprisoned in the Moon or Witness Protection, or I mean I still have all those on the list and I like them.
I've just put the Peregrine Dynamo in there.
Okay.
1 and attack, copy target activated or triggered ability you control from another legendary source that's not a commander. Maybe I don't like that one. So I thought if you could copy Galina, but
it's not not a commander.
It's commander. I'm just looking for things that steal.
I've got a ton that steal. But I've got a lot of them that are like, as long as you control this creature, like Mind Flayer. As long as you control Mind Flayer, you've stolen the creature.
Yeah,
so I feel like we should put the other ones on first, and then put those on if we still have room. Because there's other ones like.
Oh, you go. How about this? I like this because it does work in my Omnath deck. Spark Double.
Spark Double?
Yeah. You may have Spark Double enter the battlefield as a copy of target creature or planeswalker you control, except it enters with +1 counters. If it's a creature, it enters with an additional loyalty counter, blah, 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 and it isn't legendary.
Okay, I like
So
that.
Coffee Galina.
Thalicos Deceiver is another good one because it's got built-in like it's gonna make itself go off nowadays. If you'll see what I mean. So Thalicos Deceiver, 3 and 1 blue. There it is. 3 and 1 blue, wizard, shadow. So this creature can block or be blocked only by creatures with shadow, which nobody runs shadow. Sacrifice Thalicos Deceiver, gain control of target creature permanently. Use the ability only if Thalicos Deceiver is attacking and unblocked.
Nice.
So, I mean, it's a 1/1, so obviously you've got to hope nobody farts in its direction before you get your next turn. But if it doesn't, you should be able to pull it off.
Yeah. I mean, there is, I don't know about this, but I do like it, but it is giving your opponents a bit of choice, but it's kind of like, well, you pick this. Callous Deceiver. So, oh no, it's not that one. Let me have a look again. Callous Oppressor, not Deceiver.
65 already? Okay. That's lands. Who?
Callous Oppressor.
Callous Oppressor. Okay.
So, where's it gone? There we go. It's 1 and 2 blue. You may choose not to untap Callous Oppressor during your untap step. As Callous Oppressor comes into play, an opponent chooses a creature type, but then you tap and you gain control of target creature that isn't of the chosen type as long as it Callous Oppressor remains tapped. So
they can protect one type of creature basically when it comes in, but then everything else is fair game.
Yeah. So if you were playing against, I don't know, my Kalia deck, and you picked angels and I started playing demons, you could steal the demons. Right. Or, yeah, whatever. But then most people tend to be running multiple creatures anyway, so it's a bit of board. You could, not that I ever do politics at the table. That was just hit me. But yeah, it's a bit of politicking involved as well, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna look. So I'm basically through those. Oh, this one I think is too good because it's also got the card draw on it, but it's high cost. Agent of Treachery.
See, I looked at that. I didn't know if it would just be too high, but I think it's coming down in price. I've got it down to £7 here.
It's $6.90 on mine. I think it's kind of a bomb, and you need it because when it comes in, you gain control of a creature. So you're paying for it and a creature, but then at your end step, if you have 3 creatures you don't control or 3 permanents, you don't own, you draw 3 cards. So that could potentially be several rounds of card draw. I mean, obviously somebody's gonna remove it, but. Hopefully you get one.
Fishes out that removal as well, doesn't it? You know, if they're removing single targets,
we're stealing
somebody else's removal
we're stealing
spells.
Other stuff as well. I looked at Body Snatcher. I looked at Hypnotic Siren, or not Body Snatcher, Body Double. Body Double enters a copy of any creature in a graveyard. Let's see, Kaiga the Tide Star. I looked at. Dragon Spirit, when it dies, you gain control of a target creature. I think that's good because it's a 5/5, and people are going to get really fucking annoyed by it and want to kill it. And when it dies, you get to steal something.
Yeah.
Because it's a target creature, so I don't know. You want to put it in and see what you think?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. I have a lot of creatures.
I'm just looking at another card I've just seen, but it's very, not niche, but it might not always work.
Kaiga the Tide Star. 5 and 1 blue, legendary creature, Dragon Spirit. Flying, when Kaiga the Tide Star dies, gain control of target creature, 50 cents.
Yeah, I like that.
It's another big cost, though.
But
Master
it's not
Thief
this by
is
cost. So
Master Thief's all right. Mind Flayers, as long as you control Mind Flayer, is the problem for 5 mana for me. I mean, because you can get the exact same thing with Rangers of Illithin. Yeah. So basically, I'll put them both in so we can compare them. I think this will be good for anybody watching. Mind Flayer, right? So there's Mind Flayer dropped in, and then there's Rangers of Ithilien. I'm gonna butcher Tolkien names always. So first Mind Flayer, right? Let's look at it. 3 and 2 blue, creature horror. When Mind Flayer enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature as long as you control Mind Flayer. Fair.
yeah,
But I think for the exact same thing, but better, is Rangers of Ithilien. 2 and 2 blue, human ranger, vigilance. When Rangers of Ithilien enters the battlefield, gain control of up to 1 target creature with lesser power as long as you control Rangers of Ithilien that the ring taps you or tempts you.
yeah. I mean, the only difference is with Mind Flayer, you can probably gain control of
Something
any
big.
creature, something big. Well, Rangers, you're looking at something a bit smaller, aren't you?
But it's got, I think the vigilance and the ring tempting you are helpful.
Yeah, because you get
for 1 less mana as
bonuses,
well.
don't you? Yeah.
But of the
Yeah.
two, I mean, also you're absolutely right because people are going to be playing. You're going to sit down at a table and somebody's going to have a chunky Eldrazi deck, and you're going to be like, "Cool, I can't steal shit you've got."
Yeah. I mean, you can keep both in. What's just see how it goes. If we need to drop one, we can.
Well, let's take out the Ithilien. Let's keep the Mind Flayer. I like the Mind Flayer's flavor as well.
I do like the Ithilien.
D&D. Riptide Entrancer is not bad.
No.
Do you know that one?
It sounds familiar. I've probably come across it when I've been
Riptide
deep diving into stuff.
It's an old school card. I cannot name this set to save my life from the set symbol. Riptide Entrancer, 1 and 2 blue, creature wizard. When Riptide Entrancer deals damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, gain control of target creature that player controls. And that's the thing.
I was looking at Aura Thief, but I don't know.
The only thing with some of these is we're going to need like Rogue's Passage and if we're going to play cards like this that need to get through, because I mean, but it's the only one like this. The other one has Shadow built in, so it doesn't really need anything.
No, and probably somebody open anyway. What was I going to put in then?
Let me see.
Oh, Clever Impersonator as well. No, is it?
Whenever a creature, a component controls.
Just any Clever
cool,
Impersonator. It's 2 and 2 blue.
Too hard of a reset. Which one?
Clever Impersonator. You may have Clever Impersonator enter the battlefield as a copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield.
That's better than freaking what I just popped in there. Riptide Entrancer. I'll drop that.
Well, for mana though, it's...
But 13 creatures, is that bad? Is that heavy? Is that about where we want to be?
I'd probably say a couple more, just for the sake of...
Okay, I'm
numbers,
optimizing
but
for
then
money. We're at $50 right now.
Let's have a look. I'm going to sort this by mana value, because I don't want it...
I think we'll steal. Just so expensive they are, the ones that steal.
So, this isn't really stealing, but when I played it the other day when we were playing on Spell Table, it really pissed people off.
Nice.
Sorry, I can't swear. Really good. Scourge of the Fleets, a Scourge of Fleets. It's sort of semi-removable. It's not going to copy anything, but when it enters a battlefield, return each creature your opponent's control with toughness X or less from its owner's hand to its owner's hand.
A ghetto. It's a ghetto cyclonic rift on a
Yeah.
stick.
So it just wipes the board of any creatures.
Well, I mean, you have to imagine you've probably got 7 fucking islands at least at that point.
Yeah, you've got at least 5, haven't you? So, and then anything above 5 toughness, for you not to be able to remove it's probably quite beefy anyway.
Right. That's cool. I do like that. It's fucked up.
Especially playing it off the back of
treachery put in. I like Aura Thief.
Do you like that?
I do. I know it can't remove auras because it says you don't move local enchantments. But I think people play enough Risk Studies and Smothering Tithes and all that junk, and propagandas and all whatever the myriad of green ones that give them bonuses. I think there's enough global enchantments to make that worth it. At least to make it scary.
Yeah. Okay.
So nobody's gonna kill it, or a thief. But you can kill it. Block with it. If anything, it'll keep people from attacking you. So Aura Thief, 3 and 1 blue. Creature, illusion, flying. When Aura Thief is put into a graveyard from play, you gain control of all enchantments. You don't get to move local enchantments. So you still control them, even though they're attached, the auras, but you can't move them.
No. So I have a couple more creatures I think might be good here.
Okay.
They are, I mean, the mana value will be high. It's quite, I like, well, it's a bit more expensive than I thought. Royal Elemental. It's flying, but it's landfall. Whenever land enters a battlefield under your control, you may gain control a target creature for as long as you control. Elemental.
That shit reminds me of.
But go on.
Where is it? One more. Willbreaker. Did you look at Willbreaker?
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about this is
I just
6
don't
mana.
like the cost.
Also,
yes, it's the same with this. It's 5 mana.
We're not playing more than 1 land a turn, so is 6 mana worth it when you think about it, just to get 1 steal effect?
After we plug our sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, all that shit in, we'll have to reevaluate our mana cost, because right now it's pretty steep. We're at a 3/5/6 for so Willbreaker, 3 and 2 blue, human wizard. When a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell or ability you control, gain control of that creature as long as you control Willbreaker. Now my question is, would that fuck with Galina's thing?
Let's have a look. I need to read it.
Because if Galina is obviously targeting it, would this go on the stack before it and make it only until, whereas Galina would make it permanent?
Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell. No, I mean, yeah, so if you've got both in play and you target, say, my Kalia, can you not, because that would go on the stack, so Willbreaker would resolve first, wouldn't it? So you target Empress Galina.
Yeah, so you don't want
Willbreaker. Then Willbreaker would respond to that by going on the stack.
Yeah.
That'd resolve first, and then Galina's not got a target, but she's tapped because you've had to pay the costs. Right. That's how I understand it. That's how I think it would play out.
So yeah, okay. So Willbreaker's absolutely trash in this then.
What was the other one I seen? It's big, but it's kind of ramp. But Defiler of Dreams. It is 5 mana, 3 and 2 blue, and it does have flying, so it's evasive. But as an additional cost to cast blue permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 blue less for each life you, 2 life you pay this way. So you can spend 4 life to reduce something by 2 blue.
That's not bad.
So it's like Phyrexian mana in a way.
Especially if it gets desperate.
And whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, you draw a card.
Yeah.
It's whether it's going to be enough permanents to cast, but
I think so. What we got?
And I like this one as well, just because it's furries.
20, 30 of them so far.
This one. This was the last one from me. So, is it Sword of Temptation? Is that the right one? 2 and 2 blue. When it ETBs, you gain control of target creature for as long as it remains on the battlefield. But yeah, let's have a look. Well, the code's not that bad. Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of high mana stuff, though, for theft effects, aren't we? Yeah, that was it from me. I mean, you've got the standard ones. You've got the things like the Sakashima. I know we've not put it in, but you've got Phyrexian Metamorph as well. That's quite good. And it comes into play as a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types.
I liked Commandeer. No, I'm jumping the gun. I'm getting into my instance. But where would you rather go next? Artifacts, instance, or sorceries?
Yeah, go for it.
Instance, I looked at Commandeer.
Yeah.
Because that's just too good for being able to exile 2 blue cards from your hand if it's really desperate. You're probably going to do that every time over the 7 value for 1 artifact.
There is a card that I really liked. It's Suspendo, and it doesn't really work over spell table. It's Inevitable Betrayal.
Wait a second. Let me ask you a question about this Commandeer real quick. Let me pull it up here because this is just a legit question. Because I told you that the other day, Cyclonic Rift is really getting under my butt cheeks. Right, it's making me unsettled. So like let's say I have Commandeer in my hand, right, and 2 other blue cards, and you cast a Cyclonic Rift, and I go cool. In response, Commandeer, I exile those 2 cards to cast it for free because you realize I didn't have any mana, so you didn't think I'd counter. I gain control of target non-creature spell. You may choose new targets for the spell. Can I then make everyone else opponents and me the guy who gets to keep my shit?
But you're controlling the spell, aren't you? So, and it's not a creature spell.
But I mean, is it my Cyclonic Rift then?
Yeah, because you're gaining control of the spell.
Oh yeah, then Commandeer has.
That's how I think it works. Yeah,
it has to go in there
like that. So you become the old controller of that spell.
Okay.
Because you gain control of it. Okay.
Commandeer then for sure. I've got Counterspell. Is that fine? I mean, we are playing blue. We gotta have a Counterspell, right?
Yeah.
Got obviously Negate.
Yeah. An offer you can't refuse.
I put the other ones in because I've been in love with them since we built that Magnus deck. Unwind and Rewind.
Rewind is great. Yeah, I like it. It's 4 mana, but you get that mana back.
Yeah, Unwind, especially because you also get the 3 back. Unwind, Rewind, and I mean with that deck, I end up getting more back. I've done it several times where I've had the discount, paid the 2, got back 4.
Yeah.
So that's just for people who don't know those. Counterspell, obviously, 2, counter that spell.
I'll tell you what, it's a good one. Rethink. I don't know if it sees a lot of play, though, especially with alternate casting costs. But
Rethink, you said?
Yeah, I'll pop it in.
Okay. Is it instant? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Counter target spell, unless it's X, where X is its converted mana cost. Oof.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it works. I mean, if somebody's playing the overloaded Cyclonic Rift, you can only have to pay the mana cost on the top right. But if somebody's playing a big beater and they've left mana open, they've got to then pay either that mana again or whatever, you know, especially if it's a big X spell. Oh God, that's gone down. I also like Archmage's Charm. Now it's like 72p. Put it in. It used to be like a 10 quid card, this.
We need. Are you still in? Yeah, we're still in instance, yeah?
Yeah. I've just popped
Archmage's
Archmage's Charm in there.
I think I had that on mine. I did, but it has, for me, it has the breaking news version.
Yeah, let's have a look. How do we finger the deck again?
Extras, optimized printings, show optimized for price. We are at $69.82 cards, and yeah, it picked the Archmage's Charm, the Wild West version.
Same with Commandeer as well. It's picked the finger version. That's not bad. So we need to look at some of these. Well, maybe. So we've got counter, negate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible counter spells.
That's pretty good.
So maybe a bit of what's the word? Like protection as well. Not protection, but combative tricks or removal.
I had a lot of sorcery. Whatchamacallits, gain control of.
Yeah.
Tricks I didn't really have. I think the thing that I kind of looked is I kind of took a few of those, like, mess with your person's creatures, like enchant them and make them terrible.
Well, I've got Aetherize, which is return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand.
I think. Yeah, Aetherize is great. That's a sorcery, right?
It's thingy, isn't it? Oh, spell it.
Did you drop it?
I'm doing it now. I'm just misspelling it like an idiot. Okay. It's an instant.
3 blue, internal. Yeah, great card, especially for the price.
Look.
One that I like for this, that I've liked since I've been playing that Magnus deck as well, is Fairy Slumber Party.
Oh, yeah.
And that's only $1. It's 6, and it's a sorcery. But 4 and 2 blue, sorcery, return all creatures to their owner's hands. For each opponent who controlled a creature returns this way, you create 2 1/1 blue fairy creature tokens with flying, and this creature can block only creatures with flying.
Yeah.
So I really like that card. I've really liked it recently. But if we're gonna drop into sorceries, this is where I think the money for stealing cards is at. Blue Sun's Twilight.
Yeah, definitely.
Blue Sun's Twilight. Let's see. Yeah. Blue Sun's Twilight. X and 2 blue, sorcery, gain control of target creature with mana value X or less. If X is 5 or more, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So late game, it only gets better.
And there's the other version of that, which is Entrancing Melody.
Yes, I got that on the list as well. But go ahead, plug it in, man.
Yeah.
And then obviously also Control Magic.
Yep. Put that one in.
Oh, that's an enchantment, but yes. So Entrancing Melody, gain control of target creature with mana cost X, converted mana cost X. You can take a token for 0, can't you?
Pardon?
You can take a token for 0, can't you?
What's that under for Entrancing Melody?
Entrancing Melody.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends if. I think you have to pay into X, don't you?
I don't think you do you? I mean, there's times I've paid nothing. It usually says on a card that X can't be 0.
Yeah, if it doesn't say that, then X can be 0, can't it?
But yeah.
There's for 4 mana. There's it's only mana value 3 or less, but there's Tempted by the Auric.
This
Don't know if you've
is
seen that
another
one.
Sorcery. Oh, I had this one on my list as well. Tempted by the Auric. Strixhaven card.
Yeah.
1 and 3
So it's
blue.
only for 3 mana, 3 CMC or less, or 3 mana value or less rather. And what I do like is Sakashima's Will.
For each opponent, though, that's too good. That's really good. Sakashima's Will, yep.
Put that in. Oh, that's done the wrong one.
Sakashima the Imposter.
Yeah, it's brought up the wrong one. That's my fault.
Yeah, I've dropped out the Imposter. Sakashima's Will. 3 and 1 blue. Sorcery. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. Target opponent chooses a creature you control. You can control it. Choose a creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature till the end of the turn.
So if somebody's only got a big beater out, they have to choose that, and then you resolve it in the order it's written on the card as well. So if you can do both, you steal somebody's big non-legendary creature, then you can have your creatures become a copy of that big beater or whatever.
Nice.
Because part of the problem with this is there's no real win con apart from making friends. So another one I did like, it's an instant, is C double.
Okay.
From March of the Machines. It is. So this spell can't be copied. Choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Or create a token that's a copy of a target creature.
Which one is this again?
C double, it's an instant.
Oh, C double, there we go. Oh, okay. Oh, I know this card, obviously. Yep.
And then,
where are we? $73, 89 cards.
this
I
one
had
as well.
put Exprobe. No, that's a $15 card.
Reenact the Crime as well, which is an instant. 1 and 3 blue. Exile target non-land card in a graveyard that was put there from anywhere this turn. Copy it. You may cast a copy without paying the mana cost. So as long as you've got the bloody noise, 4 mana left open for Reenact the Crime, I think that's quite a good one as well. It exiles somebody's card. If someone dies, it's an instant.
Yep.
Just.
I like Lol Mage's Domination. Did you see that one?
Which one?
Lol Mage's Domination.
Let's have a look.
Lol Mage's Domination.
No.
Lol Mage's Domination. X and 3 blue. It should be over in the sorceries. X and 3 blue. This spell costs 3 less if it targets a creature whose controller has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Gain control of target creature with converted mana cost X.
Nice. That is good.
So I think it's not a win con, but it's a really strong card late game.
Yeah, I mean, in this deck, you probably win con is just annoying everybody and either stealing their stuff and beating them or staying low until you need to.
Now my next question is, do we want to throw down some of those lock the creature up things? Because I fucking love those cards.
Yeah.
Number one on my list, easily. Yeah, well, Imprison in the Moon, but number one on my list is always Witness Protection.
Yeah.
This card, for anybody who plays Arena who might check this video out, Witness Protection is one of my fucking favorite cards on Arena. 1 blue, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green and white citizen creature with base power and toughness 1/1, named legitimate business person. Now, I have to have a serious conversation with you about this card.
Yeah.
If you have a creature out,
Yeah.
I witness protection your creature.
Yeah.
Can I then steal a copy of the original version of your creature? If yes or no, why? Because I don't like, legitimately, I don't know why.
So yes, you can. I'm not too bad with the rules, but the reason is, and I don't understand all of these, but it's about layers and what effect witness protection has. So say if you witness protection Galina even, they work on different levels. So the copying spell works at layer 1, which is the first layer. Now, a lot of the other copying spells work at a different layer, so it's not affected when you cast a copying spell. So the witness protection works at different layers. That is my understanding of it. I don't understand what all those layers are when it comes to Magic. They are quite, I find them quite confusing. But everything has a layer that interacts with everything. And for the most part, for when you're just playing a normal game, layers don't tend to be important. Okay. And it's probably not important for this part. But if you tried to copy Empress Galina and it was enchanted with witness protection, you would still get Empress Galina.
Okay. So that said, I like these imprisonment type spells. Another great one for me is Stasis Field.
Yeah.
Super cheap card. Gotta be like, 4 cents. Stasis Field, 1 and 1 blue. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 0, 2, and has defender and loses all other abilities.
Nice.
Then the one
Imprisoned in the Moon. Gotta stick that in.
Drop it in, sir.
Now, as I was saying about, I'll put this in. So, as I was saying about copying, now, for example, a good one here would be if we had, I don't know if we've actually put it in, but clone. Or, I think we've got it in Spot Double. Because Imprisoned in the Moon is turning something into a land, anything that says copy creature or target creature.
Well, let me read Prison in the Moon first. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colorless land with tap, add 1 colorless, and loses all other card types and abilities. Because it specifically says it's losing other card types?
Yeah, and it's turning it into a land. So you wouldn't then be able to copy something that says copy target creature.
Okay.
Because it's then a land, it's not a creature to copy. But Imprisoned in the Moon is great. It just, you cast that on somebody's commander. I've seen people just shuffle up and just quit the game after casting one of them.
What was the other one? I just plugged one in, didn't I? No.
Obviously, I'm sure if I'm wrong, somebody will point it out, but please do. Because layers and all that stuff do.
Where are we? We're at 95 cards right now.
So
there's got to be more of these. Frogify.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I do like this one, but it's expensive. It's high mana though.
I
so
put Clone in. That was what you had me put in. Let's go read Clone after I read Frogify. So Frogify. 1 in a blue, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness 1/1.
Tell you what I did like. It's not really stealing, but it helps to untap.
What is clone? Clone, it's a creature. You may have clone enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Nice.
I've just put Crab Umbra in, so it's armor, so it's totem armor.
Yep.
So if your creature would die, just remove all damage from it and destroy the aura. but you get 2 of the blue and untap target creature.
Nice.
There is a better one which I like, which is freed from the real.
But wait. Could it untap itself? The creature is attached to.
Yeah.
Oh, untap enchanted creature. It literally says enchanted. I thought it said target for some reason.
All right, no. There's one called freed from the real. Again, it enchants a creature, but you can either tap enchanted creature or untap enchanted creature.
Yeah,
but it costs less mana, but you don't have the protection of the totem armor.
Right.
But it costs more to tap.
We're 2 cards off. Let me see real quick.
What is that new one?
Corrupted Conscience might work towards a win con. Did you see that one?
Which one?
Corrupted Conscience could potentially...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've seen that one.
3 and 2 blue. It's got to be dealt with. Enchant creature. You control enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has infect.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, it's a
bit, right. Let me just have a bit
shit that one of your win cons is uncommon, but hey ho, you know.
Yeah. Have you seen some of these from Modern Horizons 3? This utter insignificance. Sorry, I'll pop it in. This is quite
an enchantment or sorcery.
Yeah, it's along the same lines. So it's 1 and a blue. Flash, enchanted creature loses all abilities and has base power and toughness of 1/1.
Okay.
And you get to exile it as well. Scryfall gone. What was that one? Oh, I can't think what it's called. I loved it though.
But they can't. So if I slap this, but I just want to make sure, just because I'm not 100% sure on this. If I slap this on your Kalia, right, this utter insignificance, you can't pay the 2 and 1 colorless to exile her. Because
I would assume so. Yeah.
Because I control the enchantment, right?
Now I don't know. Let's have a look.
It's worth a search on Mana Box.
The
ruling.
But it's enchanting my creature.
It's enchanting your creature, but I control the enchantment. So would you be able to pay into that enchantment and exile your own creature? Because if I did it to your commander, you'd obviously just pay it and get it back.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can, to be honest. I think it will be you. But I'm not certain. I will be honest, I'm not 100% certain. I would have to check.
That is a really good question.
The other one I liked, though, was Amphibian Downpour.
Amphibian Downpour. We're at 100 cards right now.
Amphibian.
And we're at quite a high mana cost.
Downpour.
I think we're in our first deck over 3.
No, I think we had another one, didn't we?
No.
It's just over 3. I put Amphibian Downpour in as well because I quite like that.
Okay. 2 and 1 blue. Flash Storm. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness 1. Oh, because you could copy this for other spells. You probably only copy it once or twice. I've been noticing Storm only goes off once or twice for me, but still. For each spell cast before it this turn. Oh, so you could do it on somebody else's turn that's done a shit ton of...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really
good.
You
could make the cast count bigger by doing your own...
Well, but what do we get? We're over 1 now, so what are we getting rid of, I guess is a question. Let me re-up the value here. Optimize printings.
I don't think the value is the issue.
No, $80 is fine. No, I'm just saying, what are we gonna drop out? I think the mana curve is, I don't know. It feels a bit like it's a bit clunky, because when you look at it, all the theft stuff we want to do is really high cost. And at first, all we're kind of doing is maybe locking stuff up and countering stuff.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Just having a look at it now. I mean, and that's part of the problem with the deck in general, I think, because it's just wanting to do that, isn't it? Let's have a look. Average mana curve. So how many permanents do I see? I don't like it on here. So there's like 15 at 4, 15 at 3, and 15 at 2. So it's just 2, 3, and 4, isn't it, really?
Mm-hmm.
And the X spells. And there's quite a lot of creatures.
I think it'll work. I think it'll work more because it's monocolor. Is there any money we can spend from that 20 to kind of help the ramp?
I mean, you could look at something like not one with the multiverse. What's it called? Scepter of Eternal Glory.
How do you spell that?
Let's have a look.
Scepter of Insight. Scepter.
It is. Let me try and find it.
Scepter of Eternal Glory. Found it. $7. Let's see. 4 cost artifact. Add 1 mana of any color, or tap. Add 3 mana of any one color. Activate if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. Yeah, that's good.
We should control 3 or more lands.
What's that 4-drop? What's that 4-drop artifact that gives you like 3 or 4? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. It's Fran Dynamo.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Oh. Yeah, Thran Dynamo. That. But now we're 3 cards over.
Well, we'll drop that utter insignificance until I find the ruling on it. Because to be fair, I'm not 100% certain. I think it would be the Order of the Enchantment, but I would need to double check.
Well, it's good if it's only us that can do it, if we enchant somebody else's stuff, but it's not great if they can.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's kind of like a 1-turn tax because they're just going to do it straight away.
But you have to have the colourless to do it, though. So.
Yeah, but everybody's got a Soul Ring.
Well, yeah.
Would an Arcane Signet be able to generate that for them?
No. Because it has to generate mana of any colour.
In your command.
Colourless isn't a colour.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So, mine's Stormwood.
Mine's Stonewood. We're 2 over.
I would maybe drop Sky Diamond, because that's coming into play tapped.
Okay. There was 1 land I put besides Islands and Reliquary Tower in my deck. Surprising Scary.
I should go and put it. Oh, is that the one that comes into play with 2 counters on it?
Yeah. I think it's good.
Yeah, right then.
I think it would... Surprising Scary. Yeah, it would at least do for one of the islands, because we've got the money for it. So there, I'll take one of the islands, drop that in.
The other 2 I would consider for lands is Arcane Lighthouse.
Okay.
I'll put it in. Arcane Lighthouse. Protection mentioned this one, didn't we? Rogue's Passage.
Rogue's Passage, yep. Arcane Lighthouse. Yeah, that's really good because that means you could steal something with hexproof.
Yeah.
Detection Tower. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, again, you could go a bit more on the...
Well, we're actually dead at 100 cards right now. So I think we're pretty good.
What I would... yeah.
Dead at 100 cards and $98. Let me optimize these printings real quick. 97 bucks, still $98. Did I miss anything in there? Rogue's Passage, I think everybody knows what that is. Yeah, I like this. And our curve actually came down a touch.
Oh yeah, nice.
We added a couple 4-mana costs, but that's just ramp. I don't mind paying it for stuff like Thran Dynamo.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I feel like this could do work, man, because, like, it sounds funny, but, like, I think people's spot removal they run tends to be more stuff like Murder or Swords to Plowshares or stuff like that. And when it comes to removing an aura, an enchantment, I think people end up stuck, man.
Yeah.
Like when you drop that one drop witness protection on somebody's commander that they cheated out turn 3, they look at you and they go, "Oh fuck." You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would be interested. This feels like the Giza one we made, where like it feels like it's almost there.
Yeah.
Like I would need to play test this to see how it felt, and then I think you would kind of like you'd have like a tangible grasp of, okay, this is what's missing.
Yeah, I think it's a few play tests from being finished, but it's definitely a good starting point. Oh god,
Yeah.
how's it done all
For anybody who watches this, I'm gonna build this next month. So what I will do is I will keep the original version in the thing, but I will also make myself a version on my own mana box that I update over time, and I will keep the link also in the description of the video. So there'll be this first version. So if you want to like do this and then play test from there and make your own version, but I'll keep my own version that I've kind of kept functional and updated from this. Because I think this is pretty cool. I'm all about theft. I've wanted a theft deck since I took apart my Pirates theft deck. But yeah. What do you think would be the... I look at
so
it...
I'm just looking... Sorry, I've just been looking at... so if you want the rule for utter insignificance, it's 3 or 3.4e. An aura's controller is separate from the enchanted object's controller or the enchanted player. The two need not be the same. If an aura enchants an object, changing the controller that doesn't change control, blah, blah, blah. Only the aura's controller can activate its abilities.
So I would be the only one
if
that
the
could
aura
exile
grants an ability to the enchanted object with gains or has, the enchanted object's controller is the one who can activate the ability. So you can, in that case, because you're not paying a cost, you're the controller, so only you can activate it. But if it said, pay this, do this.
So if I put it on your Kalia, you can't pay to exile it?
No. It can only
so that's
be you.
Great. That's a great card. Because
It'd
then
have
if
to be worded slightly different. I'll put it back in, actually. But it would have to be worded slightly different for me to pay that. So if it was like enchanted creature, pay 2, enchanted creature gets +2/+2 or something, then I could pay that cost. But it's not. It's you who pays that one. So what do we drop for that? Do we just drop one land?
No, not yet. No. We need that land. Oh, reconnaissance mission's so good. 100 significance, stasis field, frogify, feed.
Maybe Frogify, because you've got Amphibian Downpour doing the same thing.
For one more and better, though. Yeah, I mean, I really like that art on Frogify. Oh, what is something else? We need all the card draw we can get right now. I feel like our card draw is underpowered.
Yeah, I must admit, I do feel it is a bit,
but it's part of what's also keeping our overall card cost down, because all our card draw is really cheap. Would you put in and take out?
Would I take out? Oh, so where are we? So anything at 4 mana-ish we can take out. So we've got creature-wise at 4 mana. We've got Aura Thief, Clever Impersonator, Gold, Mocking Doppelganger, Sower of Temptation, Spark Double, the Deceiver guy, and then that's it there. We drop a creature.
Oh, that's really good.
Or what about Leyline? See, Leyline is making everything legendary, but
yeah, we need that. It's such a bomby effect, though. It's like one of our bombs for the commander.
Yeah. But we're not getting to it unless we draw into it.
What's that? Do we keep that second one that was only if it stayed out? No.
Sower of Temptation.
Yeah, Sword of Temptation could go. It's only a 2/2. It's not particularly crazy. Yeah. There we go. I chopped it. I like this. I'm going to have to get this and tell you how it goes.
I mean, for the improvements, you are looking at like some of the bigger spells, aren't you? You know, stick a Ristic in.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of the more costly, like Ancient Silver Dragon, maybe, or.
But at first, I mean,
Shiva, I think 1,000 Faces,
to
copy everything.
And see how it's kind of where the level is.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of cards that allow you to, when you hit somebody,
the one good thing about Theft is it tends to play to what you're playing with, you know?
Well, that's quite true, actually. You're probably only playing whatever level their deck's at.
Yeah. No, it's such a jerk thing to do, this is. I love it. I fucking love it. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely pick this up.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. Too bad I can't get it before Amsterdam.
Well, you never know. You might get another one of those random cards. You'll be able to buy all the singles for it.
We'll see. I don't think I'm gonna be that lucky this time. I'm just excited to be going. The only thing that sucks this time is Amsterdam's just a much more expensive city than Barcelona. Unlike Barcelona, I mean, it was like, you know, €3, €250 a beer here and there, €350 a beer. You ain't getting a fucking beer for less than €5, and that's probably at the shitty spot.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Well, shit, John. What are we doing
Have
next?
you noticed what the salt score is as well on this deck, according to EDH Rec?
Is that high? That seems very high. Oh,
yeah, that's well high. I think that's the highest one we built.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
It's all the theft stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the average is 336.2.
What do you... I mean, here's a question. What do you have to do to get your deck to a fucking 75 salt? Is it even functional if you get to a 75 salt?
Well, if you think in this, if you started putting the free counter spells in, So you drop Counterspell for Fierce Guardianship. You drop something else for a Force of Will and a Pact of Negation. You add a Cyclonic Rift. That's going to really put that up there. Because those 3 spells are quite high on the Salt score, I think.
Because this feels quite high for $100.
Yeah, it's because you're stealing, isn't it? It's the theft.
Yeah.
But if you started adding in those 3 counter spells, the Force of Wills, and I mean, obviously it's going to like quadruple the value of the deck, but you know, a mana drain, just a cheap, well, not cheap, but the 2 mana spells or the 3 spells.
Yeah.
It's going to really, it's going to add a lot of salt to the deck.
Wild. Well, do you have any requests of anybody that might be checking out these decks? Because I've been seeing, and our decks are being fairly consistent with the amount of people watching to checking out the deck list. Before we even had the deck up today, I had looked at the list maybe once or twice, and the list had been looked at 13 times already. People trying to sneak in early and check out the list.
And it's got 28 views now, so people have obviously viewing it while
it's going on.
Yeah, which is good. I don't know how many watches we've had though.
But I would request, if anybody has two requests I have, if anybody's watched this deep into John and I fuddling around with a deck. One, please tell us if you use any of these for inspiration or you've built the entire deck we've made, because we'd love to know. And then 2, please somebody give us a suggestion. We have not had a suggestion yet for a deck to build. And I would love to build somebody's suggestion because the stuff I would suggest is only going to be trolly and ridiculous. I mean, it is. You know, I was the one that wanted to build this. So, John, do you have any requests of anybody that might be watching?
No, just like you say, just like, subscribe, just let us know what you think as well, you know.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, if I have give wrong rules, just let me know. I'm open to being taught.
Our biggest one still is Obeka.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Magnus didn't do as well, because
Obeka's
out of all of them, Magnus, you love the Magnus deck because you built it.
It's been playing like crazy, but I'll see how this one does next month.
Yeah, I mean, I've got something similar to Magnus in Vadrik, but I'm tempted to do the Magnus deck.
It's so fun, dude. It's legit.
But I don't want to have 2 decks the same in our play group. So, but yeah, the Vadrik and Magnus are very similar. They're just doing it in different ways. But I don't like the day and night mechanic. It just gets on my nerves when playing the game.
Right.
Have you cast a spell? Have you cast 2 spells this turn? Is it day? Is it night?
Yeah, it was a bit clunky, is that mechanic. Well, anyways, I guess that's us this time, man. We'll have to hit it up in the chat and figure out what we're building next time.
Yeah, definitely.
And if anybody does have a comment, please let us know.
Assassin's Creed.
They didn't do George Washington, bro. Like, I think Wizards hates America.
Let's go bomb them for oil.
Fucking dude. I mean, like, I asked somebody why do they think they didn't put George Washington in, and they said because he was a slave owner. I was like, but they put Cleopatra in? Like, I don't think those pyramids were built by aliens. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I don't know. Picking and choosing which historical figures were morally better than others seems silly.
Yeah, personally, I just think it's too difficult to put him in as a magic card because it's such a... If you put him in and they ruined him, you know...
Oh, I wouldn't have cared. I would have made him work. I would have forced it.
Not just stat-wise, but just in general, ability, stats, colour, you know. Everybody, I mean, he's got to be red, white and blue. But everybody would have... It's either backlash or... You know, wizard offices are being stormed across the globe, and Belgium has been set on fire for Hasbro. Also, and
I made a meme about it. One last thing before we sign off. I made a meme about this. Hold up, let me pull it up. Okay. You see this?
Yeah.
They banned Crusade, and then they print Knights Templar. What is this? What happened to the moral compass of, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Like this is too much, but this is okay. Like I don't know.
I'm not going to say what I wanted to say then, but yeah, it's just the Templar Knights, renowned.
Right. I don't
really
understand it.
Chaste and virtuous men, all of them, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyways, on that note, thanks for tuning in, whoever did, and I hope y'all get some enjoyment out of this deck. Like I said, I'll keep an updated version in the link below. Take care.